We were right, guys. The volatility is off the charts, as we can see. We were warning that this week, the month of January is going to be very volatile. Why? Because the countdown has begun, guys. 5 days until Bitcoin ETF approval, right? So I think this is the deadline of what they're going to do. Either approve, deny, delay, who knows, guys. But we got a countdown for 5 more days, guys. And oh my, this is going to be crazy, right? Because I've never experienced such a thing, guys. I know it's about to be very serious because this is round number 2, guys, of today. 1 billion USDT minted at Tether Treasury. They're not even playing around no more. What is happening? Right? Paolo's literally, the printing is off. I don't know what's happening, guys. It's skyrocketing, as we can see. Every time they print, the crypto market pumps up. Usually, right? A few day delay. This is the second time they're doing it today, guys. When was the last time they did this? I don't know, but it seems like they're getting ready, right, for the ETF pump, possibly. Interesting, guys. Very fascinating indeed. Again, just be very careful around this time period, though, right? Because anything can happen. There's going to be pumps and dumps, guys. A roller coaster. Just be very careful out there. Now, check this out, though. Markets can go much higher or much lower than most people are prepared for. Wait, what? Understanding this can improve your trading immensely. Traders will lose money in crypto because they don't understand reflexivity of the upcoming bull market. Plus, prices go much farther than expected. Interesting, right? So this just means there's going to be aggressive pullbacks and aggressive pumps towards the upside as well, guys. Why? Even Michael Saylor thinks Bitcoin will hit $350,000 in the year 2024. This year, he predicts 6 figures Bitcoin, guys. Wait, what? That's insane. If this happens, XRP definitely has to go to 3 digits. Raoul Pal comes out. If you care whether the Bitcoin ETF is priced in or not, your time horizon is too short. It is all noise in the grand scheme of what lies ahead. Exactly, guys, right? People are too focused on the short term, where we should be focused on, guys, the longer term, right? That's where all the money's made. Look at Bitcoin from a penny to what? $70,000, right? If you would have sold in the midway or something, guys, right? In the early days, you wouldn't have made much money if you just held on, right? Interesting. Maybe what people should do is hold a long-term bag, maybe a medium-term bag, and a short-term bag, right? Or a long-term and for short-term. Well, that's what I'm doing, to say at least. Now, he even says, don't F this up, guys, right? Literally. Why? Because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, guys, right? Will we ever see this again? Possibly within the collapse, but I think, what if XRP doesn't ever reach these levels again? That's the thing, guys, right? So in that case, in that type of perspective, yes, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but maybe for these other stocks and whatnot, maybe you could buy in cheap when the collapse does take place, right? I don't know about cryptos, though. Crypto is like a mystery, guys, right? Because it's that new horse in town, that white new horse, guys, right? Trying to make it. So even Coinbase issues major statements on CNBC. This is insane, guys, right? So let's check this out. Again, this is what retail believes, that how can the ETF is priced in, but how? When the money isn't even flowing in yet. That doesn't make sense, right? So they're saying they say spot Bitcoin ETF is a big deal, as big as a deal is as big as a deal as people are making it out to be, right? The impact will be explosive. Oh, there we go, guys. Let's listen to this. Insane stuff incoming.
So this Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF for the U.S. markets, really as foundational and as big a deal as people are making it out to be. It's a structural market change for this asset class that's coming into its being. The noise and chatter around sort of this approval is certainly intensifying, and we'll see how things play out. But
this is perfect sense. This is making beautiful sense. Why? Because do you guys realize they're making the ETFs go live before possibly the collapse, right? In order for cryptocurrencies to become the new financial system, guys, there needs to be a lot of money in it. It has to basically be equivalent, if not more, than the stock market, right? So how can all this money flood in? Through which avenues? We guess it, a spot Bitcoin ETF. But then after the spot Bitcoin ETF will be what? Ethereum, and then you guess it, XRP. Right? Do you see? It's like this, guys. It's like water, right? The ship, and then a huge tsunami overtakes everything, guys. That's what I see it as, right? But the timeline isn't going to be like that, guys, right? It isn't just going to skyrocket the first day. It's going to be throughout the years, guys. That literally makes so much sense as to how and why cryptocurrencies will explode in the longer term, and maybe that's why utilities will the utility coins will overtake everything else, guys, right?
But the way we see it,
when it's time. Continue, resume.
The way we see it is that there's going to be secular demand and fund flows that are going to be coming into this asset class, this asset in particular. And then when you couple that with the halving that's coming up, which will reduce the block subsidy that's on the supply side by half, those two factors will, I think, combine together to be pretty explosive. I think one thing that's I think reported. So
now the halving, though, I'm just going to be very cautious around that time frame, guys, right? That's just me, though. As someone who's used to spend all day every day selling ETFs and other financial products to traditional money managers of all shapes and sizes, I can promise you one thing: even if bullish, most of you are drastically underestimating the long run impact of the crypto ETF approvals. Exactly. People are not paying attention to the longer term, guys, right? Like we said, there are multiple horses, okay, on stage. We got the stock market, we got every other market, but then we got the new horse, right? The baby horse, or at least growing, right? Because money is going to be flooding into that, being injected into the horse, guys, right? This is a crazy analogy, but it would make sense, guys. Every other horse is way bigger or has more money than cryptocurrencies, right? The new horse in town. But when they start inflowing all this money, and if they are going to make the new cryptocurrencies a part of the new financial system, guys, they will have to do that, right? How can something become the heart of something if it's not even that big, right? Not to mention, I don't know, guys, there's so much different things happening all at the same time. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin, though, is XRP going to get left behind? No, guys, look at this. Even David Short says, I see XRP's value proposition as much as the same as Bitcoin's, except XRP is faster and cheaper to use and better for payments. Exactly. What are they going to use, guys? Oh, Bitcoin, no go. Look at the utility. Look at all these issues with Bitcoin, guys. What about XRP? Come on. Works with the industry and has infiltrated from within. If XRP isn't run by Ripple, then why imply that Bankcoin is run by banks if it's just a fork of XRP Ledger? Bitcoin's value proposition is an alternative to centralized banks. XRP's value depends on adoption by them. You're entirely wrong on this, from David Shorts. If you're right, XRP and Bitcoin's prices will be much less correlated. Exactly. You can use XRP for all the same things you can use Bitcoin, and people do. Now, that's why XRP's price primarily tracks the value of other open decentralized assets more than it tracks any specific XRP related or Ripple related news. Exactly. When XRP got clarity, guys, this will happen to XRP's price. When XRP got clarity, right? Pump. But then this will happen. Dump. Right? It got back to the average, the median, guys, of every other coin. The news wasn't even a thing, right? Why? Because it tracks, I guess they're all coupled together with Bitcoin and everything else, guys. The idea that any group can just clone an asset and easily have a lead is absolutely absurd. Who wants a crypto run by banks? This is the most important statement I've ever heard, guys. Who wants a cryptocurrency run by banks? No one. Especially when BRICS is coming to play soon. They need a neutral bridge, a neutral asset, guys. It's too simple and easy. And people think XRP is going to get left behind. How do you think this, guys? Look at the triangle. I mean, there's so many different triangles XRP's in, as we can see, right? It's so tight, guys. It's going to break out soon, right? It's literally going to break out soon to the upside, hopefully. Now, I wanted to quickly point out, yes, there's a lot of volatility, guys, right now. I'm on the 1 minute. Because we just dumped. But I wanted to quickly point out, we actually did warn for volatility, right? Because of the ETF news and all sorts of stuff that's upcoming. Usually a pattern that I see when quick liquidations like this happen, guys, and it goes back to the middle, right? It usually comes back down to eat up and fill up this wick. Once that happens, we go back up. Is it going to happen this time? I'm hoping, so I could buy more, right? And maybe even add to my longs and whatnot. But if it doesn't, if we go up, I'll be fine with that as well. Now, kicking off 2024 with some predictions in exam right here, TLDR, we'll soon see strides in institutional crypto investments in Brazil. Remember who reposted it, guys? Ripple did, right? So this is very important. Why would they do this? Let us see. Now, institutional investments are about to come in, guys, bolstering the market's legitimacy and fueling new growth opportunities. At Ripple, we have seen this momentum firsthand. Oh, interesting. So I translated it to English. As we can see, 5 trends that will change the crypto markets in 2024, according to experts, right? The first one is regulation. Wow. Why do they need regulations, guys? Because the big players are coming in, right? They're going to ask for it, guys. Things are going to be centralized to the highest order. Adoption by companies as well, right? More tokenization, of real and financial assets will be occurring this year, supposedly, guys. Oh, look at this. Should take place by the beginning of 2025, but during 2024 we will have many new features that will serve as a reference for several other countries in the world that are in process of launching their CBDC. Whoa, 2025 do we see? Fascinating. Talks about payments, I think. Smart contracts, trust of payments. Now, if you go down here, institutional investors, of course, the ETF news is coming out and about. As you guys can see, Bitcoin ETF will happen in 2024 as well. Advancement of Web3, last but not least. Now, let's quickly talk about the spot Bitcoin ETFs going live soon, because look at this. Justin, Grayscale files registration of securities with SEC for spot Bitcoin ETF. Beautiful. Next thing, ARK21 shares filed a registration of securities for the spot Bitcoin ETF with the SEC. Beautiful. Valkyrie files registration of securities with SEC for spot Bitcoin ETF. This is insane, guys. They're all coming in, right? It's game over soon. Retail is going to be priced out, guys. We have to get in now, or it's going to be possibly too late. Just and sources tell Fox Business the SEC could begin notifying issuers of approval on Friday, with trading beginning as early as next week. On Friday, do you say? That's literally tomorrow, possibly. No, big breaking Bitcoin ETF approval, right? Even the SEC will approve spot Bitcoin ETFs by the January 10th deadline as a political necessity, says $15 billion TD Cohen. Bullish. You guys ready? Is Bitcoin about to surge higher? Why? Because it's in this type of tight, guys, pattern. Look at this, right? Every time we were here, look what happened right after. An explosion towards the upside. An explosion. I need this to happen, guys, before April, right? Can we see a new all-time high? Hopefully. Next thing, what's fascinating about this is that we haven't seen a blow off top, right, for Bitcoin. And if we were to have a blow off top, it says over here that would make for an estimated blow off top around the end of July 2024. That's fascinating, guys, right? It seems like it's getting longer and longer, right? Which will match up to our theory about April, and you guys know. But is the ETF going to be good or bad, guys? I think it's going to be good. I don't know. Maybe it may mark the top, right? Who knows? Well, I guess we'll just have to see. Next thing, 88% of wealth advisors interested in purchasing Bitcoin are waiting for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Insane, guys. They're all waiting, right? They're all like, all their mouths are watering as we speak, guys. Now, 88% are interested in buying Bitcoin, are waiting until a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. Look at that, guys. 88%, that's insane, right? The anticipation for a spot Bitcoin ETF is beyond what happened for the golden oil and gold ETFs. It is unprecedented from CNBC. Then we have spot Bitcoin ETF approval is close to as done as we have been. Senior Bloomberg ETF analysis says. Justin, SEC is giving Bitcoin ETF applicants file comments as we speak. This is def to close to done, guys. Basically, VanEck files registration of securities with SEC for spot Bitcoin ETF. And then last but not least, from Bitcoin Archive, breaking sources extremely close to the matter say multiple Bitcoin ETFs will be approved, guys. There we go. So it's basically guaranteed at this point, right? And you guys ready? Because there's going to be a lot of volatility. Let us see what happens in the future. In the near future, just be prepared, guys, for anything possible. Not an ancient place, but things are about to get very exciting, it seems as. What is that? So, if you guys amazing. See ya.